One of these two picotins is fake. Can you guys guess which one is it? Hi guys, welcome to another episode of FAQ. Today we are going to tell you how to spot a fake picotin.
So this is the real one, and then this is the fake one. Yeah. So from here you can see the box already looks very different. This one is slightly taller, and then from the side, this is also slightly wider. Generally bigger for this one.
The size of the box differs a lot, as well as the color tone of the orange Pantone color.
This one I feel looks a little bit darker than this one. Yeah. So this particular box, right, comes with a word here saying made in France. Yeah, the real one doesn't have. And also I noticed that this box is much thicker than the real one.
In terms of the thickness of the
cardboard.
cardboard.
You can feel like this one is much thicker.
So one way to authenticate your orange boxes that you have at home is using a UV torchlight to actually shine on the front of the box, where you will see Hermes carriages printed all over the box, which you cannot see by the naked eye, only with a UV torchlight.
And then in terms of the ribbon, right, you can see on the right, the real one is slightly darker. It also feels harder, and the engraving is more prominent.
And for the dust bag size, this is the real picotin dust bag, which should be this size. In terms of the quality of the dust bag, they are pretty similar, I must say. But the giveaway point is the drawstring ribbon that is used to make the dust bag. The color is totally different, and the quality of the drawstring is different as well.
I would say this one is rounder and this one is flatter. Yeah.
So with regards to the other inclusions that comes with a picotin, you will have the receipt card, which obviously you can see the difference here. This one belongs to the fake one, and this belongs to the genuine one. The fake one is a lot more yellow, and in terms of the paper quality, it's totally different as well. I'm going to show you guys close-up of the engraving on the receipt card as well. You can see it's a lot more detailed on the real one with the embossing details, and then on the fake one you can see that it is the details are a lot lesser and it's a bit more blurrish. And also for the fake picotin, it actually comes with quite a ridiculous detail. It comes with a Hermes sticker, which should not exist, and also this tag,
Like a swing tag.
which I don't know what is this tag about. Even if you buy bags from Japan, it does come with a Japan tag that is a lot smaller and is made out of cardboard paper, not this one here, okay? Moving on to the bag itself, we have a P18 in Adoy's Clemens Leather Palladium hardware, and what we have here is a fake picotin in Chai Clemens Leather Gold hardware. So in terms of point number one, overall shape of the picotin. Picotin is meant to be a slouchy look because it's made from Clemens leather, and it should not have any veining on the leather itself. So you can see between these two picotins here, this is the real one, looks a little bit more slouchy towards the base of the bag. And whereas for this one, the fake one, it looks too upright and too structured for a picotin. In terms of the thickness of the Clemens leather, the real picotin leather is slightly thinner than the fake one. The fake one feels really rubbery when you run your hands through the leather itself as compared to the real one.
In terms of smell, right, the fake picotin has a very rubbery, synthetic smell.
Synthetic, yeah. It has a even like glue,
Like a glue smell
as well,
yeah.
chemical smell. Whereas the real picotin here, for Clemens leather, it should have a very consistent earthy scent to the leather. Moving on to the details of a picotin, we look at the parts individually. First, we talk about the resin bond along the leather itself.
So this part here.
The bonding area that binds the leather together. So on the real picotin, it should feel very, very smooth and nice and even when you run your fingers through the resin. Whereas on the fake one, it feels a lot rougher.
Rubbery, I feel. Like you can't run it through smoothly.
It's kind of like uneven as well. If you look closely at the fake picotin, certain parts of the resin is actually spilling out onto the leather itself. With Hermes bags, the workmanship is top quality and there should not be any parts of the resin spilling onto the leather, and the finesse is just not there when it comes to the way the resin is being bonded on the leather itself. Hermes workmanship is something that cannot be replicated. That's the reason why a simple bag like this will take hours to complete. So if you look at the resin bonding area that binds the leather strap together with the hardware, you will notice that on the fake one, the hole is a lot bigger and the whole bonding area is breaking up, and you can see even visible glue stains on it.
Okay, next moving on to stud size. The fake one is obviously much bigger than the real one.
And in terms of measurement, the stud size of the real picotin is 0.7 cm in terms of width as compared to the fake one, which is 0.9 cm, which is a lot wider and broader in terms of the stud shape. Next, let's move on to the corners of the picotin. So you can see on the real picotin, there is a leather piping that runs along the base of the picotin. The corner of the picotin should not have too much of the leather protruding out as compared to the fake one.
Yeah, this one has a lot of leather coming out here. Next, moving on to the stem, you can see that the fake one, right, there is 2 lines. Instead of the real one, it is 1 liner. And also, you can see that for the fake one, right, the stem is already embossed onto the threading. Yeah, and lastly, the stem should be in the middle.
Center alignment.
Yeah, center alignment.
Okay, next, let's move on to the hot stamping of the Hermes logo on the interior base of the picotin.
Here.
So the hot stamping for a real bag should be consistent and the font should be crisp throughout the hot stamping. Whereas on the fake one, you can see that the letters are somewhat faded on certain alphabet and a lot
clearer, sharper on some of the alphabets.
Correct.
Yeah, not so consistent, basically.
Lastly, we move on to the actual weight of a genuine picotin. So I actually weigh both bags on the scale, and the real picotin with the lock intact here like that weighs 0.5 kg exactly, and the fake picotin here weighs a lot heavier actually at 0.54 kg.
40 more grams. The difference in weight is attributed to the thickness of the leather as well as the bigger studs.
Lastly, every bag that is consigned at Orange Bottle goes through a very tedious 3-stage authentication process. The first stage is personally authenticated by myself. I will check through every single detail of the bag, including precise measurements of each part of the bag. And I will also weigh each bag and also have a leather scent test to each bag.
The second stage of authentication is done by myself. Every bag will go through a studio shoot under strong lighting in a 360 angle. After the studio shoot, the photos will go through a selection, zoom, crop, and editing process to highlight any flaws and inconsistency.
The third round of authentication process is actually during the preparation of the launch itself, which is very similar to the first authentication process.
So basically, this will ensure that the bag goes through 3 different fresh pair of eyes.
Thank you so much for watching today's FAQ.
If you find this useful, please share with your friends.
Thank you. See you guys at the next FAQ. Bye.